Here's another application problem. Last weekend, Nadia went canoeing on the Snake River. The current of the river is 3 miles per hour, so 3 miles per hour. It took Nadia the same amount of time, that's important, same amount of time, to travel 12 miles downstream as it did to travel 3 miles upstream. We need to figure out how fast her canoe would travel in still water, so without the current. So we'll use the distance equals rate times time formula. We'll let S be her speed in still water. Speed in still water. Which means that S minus 3 would be her upstream speed. Upstream. And S plus 3 would be her downstream speed. Downstream. And we know that the time she took for both of them was the same, because it said she took the same amount of time to travel upstream and downstream. We also know that the time for going upstream multiplied by the rate for going upstream, which was S minus 3, would equal the distance going upstream, which was 3 miles, right? And we know that the time going downstream times S plus 3, which is the downstream speed, would equal 12 miles, the distance she went downstream. And finally, we know that since the time for both of them was the same, the upstream time and the downstream time, whatever it was the same, then we can say that these two values, the time times S minus 3, is going to be the same t, or the same time, as the time used here. So we can divide both of these, set them equal to t, and then the functions will be equal to each other. So if we take this one here and divide it by S minus 3, we'll get time upstream is equal to 3 over S minus 3, and we'll get time downstream is equal to 12 over S plus 3. Since these two times are the same, that means that these two are also the same, and we can write that out. 3 over S minus 3 is equal to 12 over S plus 3. And now you can see why it's an example of our rational expressions. We need to find a common denominator and then solve the expression. So we'll make the common denominator be S plus 3 times S minus 3. So this side needs to be multiplied by S plus 3. And this side needs to be multiplied by S minus 3. And then we won't need the denominators anymore. So on the left side, we'll have 3S plus 9. On the right side, we'll have 12S minus 36. Move the s's over, we'll get 9s by subtracting 3s from both of these. Add 36, and we'll get 45. So now we have 45 equals 9s. And by dividing by 9 on both sides, we'll get s equals 5. So s was her speed in still water. Her speed in still water is 5 miles an hour.